everyone. Please join with me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Yep, it got moved. We'll get it moved right back. I just like staring over the Again, welcome everyone. I'm glad you can make it tonight. Nice warm weather. I have a couple of things. Sandy will not be with us this evening. Please keep her and her husband, especially, in your thoughts and prayers, if you would, please. I have no chair's remarks, and except for we have a new minute keeper for tonight anyway. Maybe if we're nice to her, she'll stay a while. Her name is Michelle. So speak loud and clear, and if she should ask you for your name, please don't be upset. Just go ahead. She doesn't know us. And then there are a couple of things I need to add to the agenda. One of them is 4 cemetery deeds that need to be re-signed and witnessed. They were already moved and seconded to accept them last meeting. I wasn't here, but that's what has to be done.
What did we do wrong?
They weren't, your signatures weren't witnessed, is what I understand.
Okay.
So now they have to be re-signed and witnessed. And also, and library trustee, I got it's dated June 9th. Forgive me if it really was put in there at that time. I always check at least once a week, if not every other week, my box in the town clerk's office. And I found this in there this morning, or this afternoon. And so I would like to add that. It's a resignation from the library trustee board. And they come with a recommendation on who to appoint. It's okay. I should probably, made me think that maybe mine ought to be shut off too, so good reminder. So that, if I could have a motion for the 4 cemetery deeds signatures and witnessing and the library trustee vacancy.
So moved.
I need a second.
Second.
All right. Motion's been made and seconded for, to add 4 cemetery deeds to be signed and witnessed and library trustee vacancy. And, and Kevin, I'm sorry, no, I've already got the motion going. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All right, and I forgot one, Kevin Turnley on a contractual matter, if I could have another motion for that.
So moved.
So second,
Yes.
okay, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All right, so now Kevin's on too. And forgive me, library, for, I don't know what happened. I don't know if it was at the bottom and I didn't get it, what, I don't know. But anyway, I'll bring it now and get it done. All right, open comments? Anyone? Mike, come on.
Hi, Chris.
Hi, Mike.
I have a comment about the lawsuit that the town is bringing against me. In accordance to the court, I need to present the town with the statements that I give the court. So I'm going to give them to you guys in open session tonight.
Okay.
And I'd also like to make a statement about it,
Please do so.
which I put in the comments. So again, this is about the lawsuit levied against me by the town. I disagree that I owe the plaintiff the full amount claimed in the complaint and request a court hearing. The reason I dispute the claim is that 2 other select board members received a full year's compensation as well for only working a partial year during the 2015-2016 cycle, and they have not been asked to repay any of their compensation. According to documentation provided by the town treasurer, Cindy Turnley, please see attached file, which I have a copy of. On 10/13, select board member Josh Unruh received a full year's compensation despite not serving on the board until July of that year. Additionally, select board member Sandy Harris received a full year's compensation on 12/1/2015 despite not serving until July as well. When I was approached by the select board chair requesting that I return some of my compensation, despite having served the town on more than 6 different committees, which more than made up for what I was compensated, I questioned whether or not the other 2 members were being asked to repay anything. She indicated they were not. I then asked her why, and she could not answer me. I proceeded to indicate to her that I would gladly return some of the compensation if the other members who were compensated would as well. I also indicated that I felt I was being singled out and treated unfairly because I was the only one being asked to repay anything, despite the fact that 2 other board members were in the same situation. I also questioned how those board members can even participate in the process of discussing this, as it seems as if it's a conflict of interest. In closing, I would request that I be treated by the town the same way the other 2 members are being treated, or the other 2 are forced to repay compensation, taxes, and court fees for the amounts that they did not earn. Thank you, and that's what I present to the court, which I have a
Okay.
copy I will give you.
Okay. Anyone else? Hearing none, we will move on. Thank you, Mike.
Thank you.
Vernon Library, it's a report on conversation with attorney, Chris?
Yes.
Come on. These have all been signed.
What's that?
No, Mullins is down.
Good evening. I'm here on behalf of our chair, Janice Carrera, who is unable to come this evening because she's not feeling well. And we're here with reference to the matter we brought to your attention a few weeks ago about wanting to check with the town attorney. We had questions about the way the article for our budget was voted on at town meeting. And we have been able to communicate with him, and Chris is here this evening to explain that to you, what we've been advised.
Before you get started, I did also check with the attorney, and is it the, because the $9,000 wasn't brought into that last part? Yeah, I will totally agree with what you're probably gonna say, because it is correct. Go ahead, explain it to the people.
When our article was amended, Chris Barbarian.
Can you spell it?
That's all right, I can cover that
Oh,
later.
okay. I was only kidding.
Kathy Korb, K-O-R-B.
The way our article was amended and then voted on, it wasn't clear what happened to the prior year's surplus. It was totally left out of the amendment, the motion, the amendment, and the vote. So we were concerned about that because it's $9,000. It was late. It was very late. I mean, the discussion went on for 40 minutes about the library, and it was late, so I understand why it happened. But when it was voted on, it wasn't clear, and we needed to have that clarification for our budget. So if, can I read briefly? It's just a short email response to,
Please do so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dear Christine, we have reviewed the minutes and video of the 2016 Vernon Town and Town District meeting. It is our professional judgment that the amendment to reduce the bottom line, in quotes, of the library budget was a reduction of the $112,653 amount to be raised by taxes in the original proposed article. The voter-approved amended article therefore reads as follows. Shall the voters appropriate a total library fund expenditure of $115,610 for administration of the Vernon Free Library minus $9,003 prior year surplus, for which $106,607 shall be raised by taxes. If you feel free, please feel free to contact me if you have any questions or concerns. Best regards, Eric Belto. Yeah, that 9,000 just kind of hung out there. And you know, we needed to know what was gonna be done with it.
Yeah, at first, I said, no, that's absolutely not correct. I can tell you that I was gonna fight you, well, because, you know, I mean, the people voted for 106,000. However, when, you know, Eric and I were going back and forth, I said, listen, you have to put it in layman's terms for me, because I'm just not getting it. And that's what he said, because it was, the regular motion had been made with the 9,000.
Right.
Dropping it, except when they amended it, they only amended it to 106, and he said that 9,000 was included in the original
Right.
motion. And I'm correct, right? And therefore, you actually do have 115,000.
Right.
Yeah.
Also, I guess you all voted that, on the fact that the library would be responsible for the attorney's fee. And we feel that it wouldn't be fair because it really wasn't,
It was town meeting.
it was town meeting and it wasn't our fault and we needed clarification on it. And
Mhm.
so it wasn't like we were, you know, arguing something or fighting for something. It was just,
What is the board's feeling on that,
I don't have an historical perspective on how we've handled this in the past, or whether this has been
I don't know
similar.
either, but it was a town meeting issue. So it was a town affair, it wasn't really,
That's true.
it wasn't really a library thing,
That's
so
true.
I don't know. Do we want to just go ahead and include it in our regular payment to the attorney?
Well, I guess given what I'm hearing right now, I would be prone to do that.
Emily?
I wasn't part of the original, that must have been the meeting, the first meeting
it's
in
the
June.
first meeting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't here for the discussion, so I'm trying to kind of catch
Oh,
up
there
here.
wasn't any discussion when we came the first time.
No,
And
they were
asked,
just
all we did was ask to speak to the
the
attorney.
attorney, yeah.
This all goes
About
back
this.
to town meeting, the first night of town
Okay,
meeting.
but I thought you said that we
Oh, I'm sorry, you're right.
agreed to vote, or we voted on,
That they would
Right.
take the responsible for the
Right.
thing.
They asked if they
Oh.
could go, we said you can go, but you gotta pay for it.
Right. But it really is a town issue, as it happened at town meeting. I mean, it's up to the board.
any chance you have the minutes on file for that?
I don't think,
I can get them upstairs.
Or maybe an email?
Give me my email.
Or just like, did we get emailed those minutes?
Yeah, they should be. You did, because we did.
I guess
we get them, we get emailed the minutes all the time, so that we can have them electronically, in case somebody doesn't pick up.
just
the
because I
packet.
wasn't here for the wording, I wish that I had the language of that vote.
Well,
You know what I
that's
mean?
what it was. It was that we voted to see if we would allow them to contact our attorney, which we said yes. However, they were to pay the attorney fees for that
Is that your
call.
recollection?
Mhm.
Okay, I won't research it.
Yeah, we had no problem with that at that time, because we weren't really sure what we were going into and, you know, how it was gonna come out. If it was on us, it was on us. It wasn't gonna be a problem, but we just felt it happened at town meeting and it just wasn't completely done, you know.
It was done correctly. It's just that I think that, I mean, the whole vote was done correctly, but it just didn't have all the, you
Didn't
know,
have
it
all
didn't
the
explain that,
elements,
right, it didn't have
Yeah,
all the elements
yeah.
it should have. However, if you're a historic town meeting goer, you would know that, you know, the original motion,
Yep.
and then they keep making these amendments.
Mhm.
The amendments are only to change what the bottom line is, but it includes the original.
Right.
So, it's amending the.
Usually
and you'd
what
have to amend
happens
the
is
whole
when
thing.
you amend budget numbers, the numbers are completely redone.
Exactly, but,
The amendment is completely reread so that all the numbers are there and it just didn't happen. So
Right.
we want to know where that $9,000 came in and we explained it. So we were happy with that.
so is it a consensus of the board to just let the bill come in and we pay it?
If you need a motion, I'd be happy to make a
I don't,
motion to that effect.
Okay,
I move that we absorb the attorney's fees for this library funding question into our select board budget under, what is it, professional services or something?
Mhm.
Second.
Don't put the or something in there.
Okay. Did you get that motion? Do you want me to wait for a minute? Did you get it all?
No.
All right, let me try it again. I move that we absorb the attorney fee for the library's question regarding the town meeting decision on the library budget into the professional services fund.
Okay.
Is that-
Okay, Josh Anu seconded. All right, any more further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Three ayes, one nay. Okay, and then let's do the, where is it, Chris?
What is it?
It's my
Although,
historic position, so lose my papers in the shuffle. Okay, what I received from the library, and I got it this morning, it is dated June 9th, however. It's to the board. On behalf of the trustees of the Vernon Free Library, I'm writing to inform you that David Webb has resigned as a library trustee. Ruth Kibbe has shown interest to fill the position. After speaking with her, we unanimously recommend Ruth Kibbe to replace Dave Webb and to finish his term, which will end in March of 2017. Our recommendation, please appoint Ruth Kibbe as library trustee. Thank you, Janice Pereira, Chair of Vernon Library Trustees. What's the board's pleasure?
I don't know her. Could you perhaps give us a little bio?
Does she live here in Vernon?
She does live in Vernon. I don't know, I didn't choose her, the trustees did,
All right.
and we just met her that night, so.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, I mean, I don't
But
know how
I'm
long
sure
she's been
Rhonda
in
would
town.
have
I
some feedback.
don't even know her.
My turn. She's new to town. She showed up at the first VCRD step 1 meeting and was here in the basement, talking about, what was the first one? Rec? Was that the recreation, or whatever the first session was at 2 o'clock in the afternoon?
Multicultural event, is the multi-generational event.
Oh, arts, culture, and multi-generational events.
Yep.
My favorite. She lives, I'm not entirely sure, I think she lives
Was
in
it
the.
the one sitting right next to me?
Yes,
Okay, I think she lives up in the Fox Hill development.
that's right. I thought she lived in the village, but one of those places that is not my street. She's not well known to us either, but she is interested. She came to one of our meetings and asked a lot of good probing questions. So-
Nobody in, that's been here a long time had approached or
I
shown
think she's been
any-
about a year at least.
Oh, okay, well, that's not that new then. I
I
knew,
think
I
I'm
was
new.
thinking, just moved in 2 weeks ago, you
No, no,
know?
no.
Well, I guess the other thing we have, of course, is that unanimous recommendation by the
Yes, absolutely.
by the Library Board of Trustees, so that's a plus
you.
for me, certainly as someone you can work with,
Yeah,
that you feel, saying,
unfortunately,
asking
she's
you,
on,
but maybe I should
she's out of town.
move someone you
this
can
month.
work with.
We like fresh meat.
Well, I would move that we,
Thank you.
that we appoint Ruth Kibbe to replace David Webb on the Library Board of Trustees, and to finish this term, which will end in March of 2017.
Second?
Any more discussion on that? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, the ayes have it. Any opposed? None? Okay. That. I do have a question for you, though, that was brought to our attention. Just a quick question. And we knew your raises at the 5% increase. And I'm not gonna argue with you because that's up to you guys. However, I could have sworn that you had said, you and I had talked, and then the board and this board had talked and said that, we didn't tell you to do that. We just asked if you would go along with us for the 2.5% raise, because we felt it would be maybe unfair to the town employees if you got more. So I just wonder if, of course, I know the library trustees has voted. Does it make me happy? Probably not, but, the library trustees did vote, and then that's their vote, you know, and we're not gonna argue with that. But I felt that you had said, or and the library board had told us that you would go along with what we had done for our town employees.
My recollection is, well, I felt like we didn't have a choice. Until I went back and looked at the law of public libraries and
I
realized.
left the pistol at home.
What?
I'm kidding.
Stop that, that's not funny.
I know. I'm
Jeez.
joking,
No,
Chris.
I know you are.
Don't.
I don't have a problem with that.
We'll sit on her.
I have my pistol.
No, you too. Oh, great, I'm sitting between two pistol packers, that's really good.
And white hairs too.
Yeah, really. We have nothing to lose at
Yeah,
this point.
exactly. I'm
Um,
sorry, people.
I just felt like, you know, at that point, we had no choice. But then I went back and looked, and the board had originally voted, for the 5%. And when I went back to them, with a revamped, budget, they revisited and said that they thought that that's what we should get. So, you know, that's what it is. And, yeah, I think we've been about 4 years or so.
Yeah,
without
ours had to.
Yeah,
They,
without a
they,
raise.
they went a long time without a raise as well. If there's nothing else?
No, I have to agree that we were very clear, I think everyone is very clear on both sides of the table that the 2.5 is what everyone was gonna take across the board. That being said, your library trustees can do whatever they want with their budget. I feel it is very inappropriate, and I'm kinda disgusted by it personally, but it is what it is.
Anything else for the library while they're here?
No,
No?
not for me.
All right, well, now you have, yep, you have your, finally have your person. I'm sorry about how
It's
late
okay,
this is.
because we haven't gotten to our next meeting anyway
Okay.
from
All
that
right, good,
date, so
good,
it's
good.
not a problem.
All right, because I didn't do it purposely. I
That's
just
okay.
did it this morning.
Sorry.
Sorry about that.
Okay,
Have
thank
a
you.
great night, and thank you. Let's see, I did it again. Shuffle papers.
I tried to put everything in order for you.
No, you did. It's not you, it's
Somehow you still
it's me. I keep doing this and I keep losing my papers.
See ya.
Okay.
I'm in a binder, so you'll have to.
Yes, yes. Town clerk presentation of dog warrant and permission to, you can talk on that and our things to sign.
Good evening, Madam Chair, board members. Just
Yes.
for purposes of the record,
Mr. Town
Tim
Clerk.
Arsenault, the town clerk.
Yes.
I'll start off with the dog warrant,
Okay.
just to fill the board in case you didn't know. Vermont law and the Vernon dog ordinance both require that all dogs over 6 months of age be registered by April 1st of this year. Owners must present at the time an updated rabies certificate, and registration fees are lower for spayed and neutered dogs and higher for non-spayed or neutered dogs. The town ordinance does allow unlicensed dogs to be impounded and taken to the designated animal shelter. If the dog is impounded, it would be confined in a humane manner for a period of 10 days unless claimed by the owner, and then delivered to the Windham County Humane Society for placement. Any dog impounded may be reclaimed upon payment of the outstanding impoundment fees and compliance with the dog's registration. Now, the first offense is a fine is as much as $150. Second offense
Wow.
is higher,
Wow.
and this is a very serious health issue.
It is,
If
it
an
is, I agree.
unlicensed dog that's not current on its rabies bites somebody, this town would be in severe liability.
Absolutely,
And as
I
town
agree.
clerk, I really need to follow up and make sure that this happens.
Yes, yes.
The good news is we have over 350 dogs lawfully licensed in town. The bad news is we have 5 dog owners with a total of 6 dogs who have not.
Ooh.
And I'm seeking permission from the board to give this list to the Windham County Sheriff's Department for further action.
Madam Chair, I move that we authorize the Vernon Town Clerk to submit this list of unlicensed dogs and their owners to the Wyndham County Sheriff's Department for further action.
I don't have that list, do I?
Yeah, it looks like this right here. It was in your packet.
Oh, was it put in the
It
packet?
was in the
after?
additional.
Oh, the additional.
Excuse me. Look at
Wow.
that.
Copies, because I didn't give this into your
There it is.
packet. I have.
And just for the purposes
doesn't matter who's on
of
here.
explanation for the board,
It has to be, it has to be.
2 letters have been sent to every dog owner in town, and before this last expiration date came up, people were either called, Facebook messaged, text messaged. We even contacted a couple of employers of people who had no other means of getting anything done. And when you contact somebody's employer, that gets it done quickly.
Doesn't it?
Wow.
Yep,
Well, I certainly think that the town clerk has made every effort.
yeah. Okay, and so the motion's been made and seconded? Did we get a second?
I didn't hear one.
No, second.
Okay, because I almost made it die because you're non-second,
Yes, ma'am.
Any more discussion on this? Okay, motion's been made and seconded.
I do have a question.
Sure.
Informational question.
Yep.
I've not been party to this in past years. Is this a lot of dogs for the year, or is it a small number?
This is actually a small number, when you look at 5 out of 350, I think that.
The percentage, sir.
Yeah,
Shows the
I
majority of
think-
people want to comply with the law and are
Right.
responsible pet
All
owners.
right. Have we in the past had this percentage, you think? or-
I think it's about the same as
Okay.
recent years.
I just wasn't sure whether the problem was getting worse or better or whatever, but that's simply information.
Okay, motion's been made and seconded to allow our town clerk to issue say that again?
Okay, the motion was to authorize the town clerk to submit this list of dogs that are not registered to the Wyndham County Sheriff's Department for additional action, which I think, I don't know what all that action would be, but probably go pick the dogs up.
They would be to follow up with the pet owners and enforce
Find
the
out
ordinance.
what's going on.
All right, seconded by Josh, did you get that whole thing? All right, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, any noes? Hearing none, ayes take it. That?
All right, second item.
Mhm.
I am going on a previously scheduled family vacation, the 25th through the 29th of July. This budget we have just entered into calls for my assistant to be on board for a total of 29 hours a week. And I'm seeking board direction on how vacations should be covered within the context of that budget total, whether I should have Ina stay the full week or whether I should operate on reduced hours.
What is your recommendation?
My recommendation is that is the point person for everything all town, and it should be open to do everything from pay-as-you-throw bags to register dogs to re-register vehicles.
I couldn't agree more. So what's the board's pleasure?
Well, before I'm not making a motion, financially, are we set up to handle this additional expense?
Well, we should be. I mean, we always did add a little bit into the thing
I
in
wasn't
case
sure.
of emergency and
I'm
stuff.
not familiar.
And I would
should
hope that
study
that's what
last
happened this time.
Previous
There's
budgets.
nothing.
I would query the treasurer if we could, Madam Chair.
No, I would hope that there is something in there because that's what we've done in previous.
You are correct, that is what we've done in previous years. However, we did not do that this year because at one of the budget meetings, I was told that the assistants would work their hours.
At 29.
Yep, and there would be no exceptions, so I did not budget for more than the assistants'
That's
hours.
the question.
Would there be, do you know if Ina would
It's
be,
terrible.
do you know if Ina would be opposed to, I agree, I think the office should be open, but modifying her hours in another week so that,
I
year
would-
end, it still is 29 hours a week, but
I will broach that
I-
with her and see if we can,
I can say that when I was on vacation, my assistant came in at 8 and worked until 3:30. It's not the whole 10 hours. For her, she worked, at that point, she was 30 hours. This new fiscal year, she's 29. But she did her 30 hours. My office was open for 30 hours, but I had it at the most busiest times. I had her work. And she did all 4 days. There was no days that my office was closed. But you are correct, in the past, we used to budget in for that, but I was advised this year not to.
Yeah, we did.
Well, I-
Do that now that you know.
Well, then to carry my question into a position, I guess, I feel that if the town treasurer's office was able to maintain steady ship there with reduced hours, I think we should try it, since the intent of the select board last year was in fact to hold the line on costs. I think that we should follow through with that, and then just reduce the hours in the town clerk's office for the period of time that you're gone.
if that's the board's direction, that's what we shall do.
Well, I can make a
But I
motion.
want it known that that's the board's direction.
And I would be happy to make that motion. And so I so move that we recommend to the town clerk to modify the hours of the town clerk's office in his absence to stay within the budgeted funds that are available for the assistant town clerk.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded, but let's hold on a minute. Did you get it all, Michelle? Read what you have.
We'll fill in the blanks.
Reduce hours for vacation. You recommend the town clerk modify hours in his absence. And I lost you.
Yeah, the town clerk's office hours are modified in
accommodate
his
the 29
absence
hours.
to accommodate the budget that we have set aside for the assistant town clerk for that period of time that he's gone. And however many hours those are. I'm not-
29 hours.
What's that?
29 hours.
Yeah, okay, 29 hours you can add in there if you'd like to.
And it was
That's
seconded
what
by
it is.
Josh,
I
and now we
think-
need discussion. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think there's a happy medium. I think if Ina is willing to, reduce her hours the week prior and the week after to bump them up for that week, I think that would be a happy medium. If it's not open 40 hours a week, but 35 or, 37 and a half, whatever she's willing to do, I'd rather see that. I'd like to see a compromise where she's working more than the 29, but it's made up for in other weeks. But we keep the office open as close to normal as possible.
Yeah, I agree with that one. Like where you could, you could bump her up to 40, or 39, whichever, you're saying 10, so it would be 39. And then 1 week, she takes 4 hours off or goes home early 4 hours after you get back, and the next week she takes down 5 hours, or however you want to, or 5, whatever. Yeah,
You've given me budget direction, I will work it out as we best are able to within the department.
Okay, motion is on the table. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Those opposed? I'm gonna nay that one. And have Tim, go ahead.
I didn't vote. I'm sorry, can you repeat the motion one more time? I'm sorry.
It's to adhere to the 29 hours.
It's to adhere to the 29, okay, then I vote nay as well.
Well, my original motion was not to put 29, but to allow him to deal with it such that he didn't exceed the budget that was
Oh, well,
approved.
that's better,
Isn't that what I
yes.
said?
Yes.
But I think somebody threw 29 in there.
I did
after
that.
the fact.
No, I
Was
said it, but
Oh, the thing is I think that the town clerk, as other departments, should in fact try to do what they can within their budget
Okay.
to manage their affairs, and
all right.
that gives them the latitude to do that.
All right, because it was an even thing, I'm gonna call that motion defeated. However, if you make it again
Mhm.
and state that we're gonna have Tim work with Ina to keep within the budget.
Maximize the hours.
Right.
And still stay within the budget.
And then I think that,
And let him
that would
manage
be
the
better.
hours
All right,
themselves.
and then there'll be
So
more
let
understanding
me-
for the rest of us.
Let me move again that, or this is a motion to instruct the town clerk to, in his absence, maintain as much coverage as appropriate during the period and also stay within the budget that was approved by the, well, first the select board and then the townspeople
Mhm.
at the March town meeting.
Okay.
And then that would, the schedule would be up to you
Second.
as town clerk.
And this time, Emily seconded. Did you get it all?
Lost it after appropriate. Instruct the town clerk in his absence to maintain as much coverage as appropriate.
And also stay within the budgetary guidelines and requirements that were set up by both the select board and the members of the
Townspeople.
townspeople, right, not the members of the town.
Yeah.
The townspeople at the March town meeting.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. The ayes have it.
Who seconded that though, Josh?
I did.
Emily.
I seconded the second motion.
Michelle, let me give you a thought too, is BCTV will come out with the meeting within a day or two. They normally do, and you can probably grab those motions right off of that too, so if you, but so just tell us to slow down a little bit. And we
Yeah,
will.
and on the other hand, I don't mind trying to cobble together what I said the first time, although it may not always come out perfectly identical. I'm gonna try.
Yeah. All right, and Tim,
I have one more item.
last but least?
As you now know, I am far from perfect. And
Newsflash.
there were four
Whoa.
cemetery deeds approved by the board at the last June meeting. They were not properly witnessed, so I would ask that you sign the cemetery deeds for Dennis and Sandra Harris, Bradford and Elizabeth Ellis, Walter Douglas Bruce and Tycho Bruce, and Timothy and Susan Arsenault. And these be properly witnessed and notarized before we all leave tonight.
Okay, pass them, and we'll sign them. Sandy said that she would be in as soon as she could to, sign them as well, and
Oh,
we're
yeah.
happy, and you guys could.
Oh,
As
they're
as
all
long as we have a
brand new.
majority of the board,
Yeah,
and that I don't do anything as clerk that would be in conflict with my role as one of the beneficiaries of this.
great.
Thank you. In fact, since Cindy
Yes,
is a notary, she could
Yes,
possibly notarize all of these, and we could find two witnesses from the audience.
okay. Brana and Barbara, would you like to be witnesses of our signature? Signatures,
Yes.
Thank you.
Do I get a favor later?
Kevin's a notary.
Not.
we need witnesses.
Sorry,
No, you're fine.
You can do the notary, and we'll have those two do our,
When do we sign before you notarize, right?
Nice heavy paper.
Yes.
Here, I have some notary, but they have to witness.
Oh, no, that's what I thought.
Very good.
I assume you want my name, right? Not my alias.
I have to check with the FBI again, Brana.
Excuse me.
Sorry.
Oh, you did.
Okay.
Yeah, there's 400 more to go.
And there's four of
Yeah,
them.
thank you.
They're all coming.
Well, one needs to keep it a bit light, don't you think?
Of course.
Of course.
That's it.
I've been known to sign my mother's name, and it looks just like mine, except a different first name.
Isn't that nice?
And I would hereby
I have a
thank
daughter
the-
that signs
I would
my
hereby
name.
thank the board for its indulgence in the
No.
past 3 matters.
Oh, stop, it's fine. That's what we're here for, right?
Sign her name in.
After all, it's just ink. If you come to the board and said that you put someone in the wrong spot over there, might have been a little more difficult to
There
deal
was 4
with.
total, right?
Yes.
right?
One more.
Thank you, Bronna.
That's what happens when you sit in the front row.
You got that right, you got that right, we pick on you first.
Okay.
Yes, thank you, Mrs. Mosby.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Barbara. Thank you, Tim.
Thank you.
Next thing is recycling outreach.
I just wanna make sure everybody got this, actually, so I put that on, it is the correspondence, but it's also committee, so.
Ours is
Alright,
fine.
Is it? I just wanted to double check.
Where'd it come from?
Yeah, and yeah, you did a
From
great,
us, the
yes.
town hall.
Yeah, but when did it get distributed?
It supposedly got mailed out on Thursday.
Oh, wait.
It
Yeah, I was
came.
thinking I got mine Friday.
We didn't get it, we didn't get it?
No.
I don't typically get the mail at my house because I work too late, so it probably got thrown away for you.
Yeah, I think I snuck down there and put "don't deliver to the unruhs."
That's what it was.
Because it'll just go in the trash can, there'll be some more rubbish.
Recycle bin?
Excuse
So
me.
hopefully everybody will be prepped.
Yes,
for
and thank you,
August
because
11th.
Michelle not only did the flyer, she also contacted Brana for the newsletter
yes.
Promise nice.
and other places, and thank you, job well done from everyone. Thank you, Michelle.
Nobody can say we didn't tell them.
Right,
They will.
It was covered.
yes, they will.
They
I
will
really couldn't-
everywhere, I
really-
think.
All right,
I couldn't get away with it.
right,
I wanted to.
Yes,
Approval of minutes of June 20th, please.
yes. Madam Chair, I move that we approve the minutes of the Vernon Selectboard meeting of Monday, June 20th, as presented.
Second.
All right, any, motion's been made and seconded to approve the approve the minutes of, I wanna say approve and accept is always what I always say. Of the, select board minutes of June 20th, 2016. Any more discussion? All right, all those in favor signify by saying aye,
Aye.
and I abstain. So one, 3 ayes, 1 abstention.
But I do have a couple spelling errors that I'll check the names.
Ah.
I'll do those too. But now you gotta tell me the grammar.
Ah,
Stuff.
don't worry.
Since we're going in anyways.
All right, if there was a correction, then we need to,
For spelling, name spelling?
yeah, we do, we have to, we should have done that prior to.
Well,
Otherwise you can't
there's
change the
only
names.
one Steven Skibniewski.
I know, but there was a couple of names.
And he's
So-
going down in history.
So
I knew
could you
that,
make a
maybe-
motion,
maybe
please?
in flames. I'm sorry.
Could you
Yes.
please make a motion to make a correction to that motion that you just made to accept those minutes as corrected with
All
the
right.
corrections made?
Madam Chair, I move that we, I move that we accept the minutes as corrected for June 20th.
We have, because there, she's gonna make corrections, and if we want to allow her to make corrections, we have to do this.
Okay, we already, okay.
Yep.
Second.
Well, this is actually.
We already voted on it,
All
so
right,
that's why I'm.
well, let me think. I think you've done the whole thing again. I think that what I wanted from you was, a motion to say, to allow corrections to those minutes that we just passed.
Yeah, and it's just.
Is that a friendly amendment? Okay?
Yeah, yeah.
All right, so the motion's been amended to say, to allow corrections to be made to those minutes we just accepted. Is everybody okay with that?
Spelling.
Yes.
All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Chris, wouldn't put it that way.
What?
Just, I would say spelling and grammatical corrections.
Okay,
That way
all right.
there's no,
Spelling. yeah.
Ellen?
it's not open-ended to change whatever you want.
Yeah, she
Right.
added the spelling.
I meant, yes, thank you, yeah, spelling. I thought I said that, I probably didn't, did I?
Didn't.
No. All those in favor signify by saying aye?
Aye.
Okay, aye, except for me, I'm sorry, I still abstain.
You weren't here. At the end.
Right, all right, bills and warrants, please?
Yes, I have that all written out.
See, I missed one meeting, and I can't
Okay,
even get
Madam
things straight.
Chair, I move that the board authorize the town treasurer to pay the following bills and warrants. 15-16.25, accounts payable in the amount of $26,598.74. That's the final fiscal year 15-16 warrant. The second warrant, 1T, as in Tom, T-Tom, accounts payable in the amount of $157,925.49, and that's the first fiscal year 16 through 17 warrant. And then two payroll warrants, 25S in the amount of $10,480.31, and payroll warrant 26S in the amount of $13,341.92.
Second.
Any discussion on them?
I had a question. On 1T, we're paying rescue,
1T.
yeah. For resident subscriptions.
Yes, I saw that.
Yes,
Why
we
do
have,
we-
That is correct.
yeah, we do that.
Why do we pay for residents?
We, in the past, the town of Vernon paid for all residents' memberships to rescue. It became too expensive, so now we only pay for people that ask for assistance. And there's a fund, it's called Medical and Ambulance Fund.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Would you like me to take these?
Okay, motion's been made and seconded to have the treasurer pay the following warrants. 15-16-25, accounts payable, in the amount of $26,598.74, final fiscal year 15-16 warrant. 1T, accounts payable, $157,925.49, first fiscal year 16-17 warrant. 25S payroll, $10,480.31. 26 payroll, $13,341.92. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
The ayes have it. Yeah, okay, boy, he was right on time. Larry, Mr. Shippee, would you like to come forward and sit up here? We need the,
Are the seats padded?
yes, and we want the pleasure of your company right up here to the table, please. Well, thank you, Ian. It was very thoughtful of you.
Very nice.
I might not sit very long because
Yep, that's fine,
my
Larry.
knee will
You do
start
what you,
bothering.
yep, you do what you have to do. Whatever makes you comfortable, whatever rocks your boat.
I can't dig a hole anymore.
Well,
But we don't want you
We'll
digging
we'll
a
hire
hole.
somebody to dig it for you.
We don't want you digging a hole here. We'll have to replace the floor then.
Well, what I'm here for is, of course, the road I live on. David had it surveyed again, I don't know why. And when I was on the board, we did it. In fact, we're two different businesses that did it. Anyway, I got looking at this, he mailed this down to me in Florida, and I just got looking at it the other day. And David and I and the surveyor went over my portion of the road. David never said a word to me. This survey's got a 50-foot right of way. The town only has 24 feet. Now, why didn't he say something to us? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know, he didn't come.
But anyway, past the high line of my house over the years, they cut onto my property rather than, kind of keep the road. As they widen the road, instead of, going down the middle, right on both sides, there are mailboxes plus shrubs at the next house. And they got 13 feet they could go that way. Instead, they're 5 or 6 feet on my property. And this survey shows the way it's supposed to be. This one that he just did shows the road that's curving onto my property. And I'm not gonna agree to that at all. Okay? One of the other things too is I've never seen a survey like this before, and I've worked for the Geological Survey for 1 year, plus 4 years as a draftsman, so I know a little bit about this stuff. Whenever you do a survey, you have the company's name, all the information down here, the scale, right? Everything. And who the surveyor was, this doesn't have any information at all. In other words, if I wanted to call the company that did this, no way of contacting them.
There's no surveyor's name on it or anything?
No.
May I look?
Yeah.
I've never seen anything like this.
Wow.
In fact, I've never seen one in a big roll with you.
Can you all see that?
And it's like, this says,
I always thought they had a place at the bottom where they
Oh, yeah,
stand
it's like
there.
this.
Yeah, usually it's right there.
Oh, yeah, that, like
that's what
that,
it
yep.
should look like.
Mhm.
Which tells the company that did it, where it, where the location is, the scale,
Mhm.
everything. This doesn't have anything.
Wow.
My opinion, all the time, I've lived on that road for what, 55 years or so?
Long time.
And where it's narrow going up the hill, that's the place that needs to be fixed.
Yes.
I mean, I put my van in there
Mhm.
quite a few years ago into that ditch, because I met a car there, big dent in the right front. My Jetta, same deal, $163 for an oil pan. Well, the ditches shouldn't be so deep that.
Yeah, we've spoke of that for many years on the board with that, because it does, as you go onto, Sak Road and it's kind of straight and then you go down and then there's like a gully and it go back up. Well, when you start going back up, that's the spot you're talking about. It's
It's
rounded
narrow.
like this.
You've got
Yeah.
ditches pretty near as deep as
Yeah.
this table is tall.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the town specs for ditches, they have to be 30 degrees. In other words, if it's a foot deep, it has to be from the center to the top edge 2 feet. That's the slope. And those ditches are way over
Way
45.
deeper than that, yes, they are.
And like coming down that hill on the west side, we never had a ditch there on that side of the road because the water would run right off into the field. We don't need a ditch. We got a ditch there now.
Yeah, that's exactly, has any of you been up on Sac Road?
Oh,
And
yes,
see,
yeah.
I mean, this is
Uh-huh.
horrible, and,
I'm all
and past boards have, spoke on this as well, and probably
Well,
Jeff
one
remembers.
other thing, and I don't,
And we still hear it.
I don't have a big issue with this. Out at the end of the road, of course, I own all the way to the end.
Yes, I understand.
Sometime, and I don't go out there that often, sometime they have straightened the curves out so they're not so sharp and widen the road. And I told them too what they did. But they could have asked me before they took my property. Doing it.
Oh, I can help you with that, Steve. Sorry. Yeah. Sorry about that.
But like the
Thank you,
ditches
Larry.
out there, one winter, you get out to the end of my property, that's the town road. From there on, it's private road. And I don't have a problem with this. The town plows it because they can turn around out there with the plow. 1 year, the truck got into the right rear wheels of the truck got into the ditch, and she just gave me the bill for that thing. Now, if the ditches weren't that deep, that truck would have come out of there, no problem. $225 pull a truck out of the ditch.
Well, as you said, they're deep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, they're deep ditches.
they are.
Oh, excuse me.
But, I mean,
Well,
like you go past my house and the road curves like this. Of course, it used to be narrow, it used to go straight.
yes. Yeah.
And when David was up there, I told him, I said, I think you ought to lower this down a little bit, move the road back where it belongs, and down the foot of the hill, the sharp curve like that. I said, I think you ought to straighten that curve out. It's my property, help yourself, you can have it. So that's my issue.
Yeah.
Madam Chair, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead,
What
please.
is this? I shouldn't jump.
Nope, that's fine,
Well,
go.
I was simply gonna say that I think this needs more research and investigation.
Oh, I
And I
agree.
think that we need to have David here. to
Yeah,
talk about
David's
that.
definitely gotta be here to,
And, I would
What
like to
gets me is
find out.
this fella that surveyed this too was from Albany, New York. Why did you hire, why didn't you hire some local
I don't
person?
know, I wasn't familiar with
I
the
have-
project.
I'm sure you're paying the guy to drive from Albany here and back.
That's certainly possible. I know we have surveyors here in town too, so.
yeah.
Well, I think we need to do some further research with this. Not sure how to proceed with that. Maybe you
I
have
don't
some
know, but I know
suggestions?
that, I came into the town office this afternoon and ran into David, and I asked him if he was coming, he said he couldn't come, he had, other things, but, I said, well, Larry's coming and we need to have some answers, and he said he would be coming. Now, I don't know, did he speak to you about that, or?
A little bit, and he pretty much said what Mr. Shippee here just outlined,
Yeah.
what the town wanted to do to widen the road.
Mhm.
So, I was just see if maybe we could get you and David together to maybe come up with a compromise. I know there's
I don't know.
some
I
grading
shouldn't
that
say
you
this,
want
but I-
taken down, right? And the,
Well,
the
when it comes
culvert's
to David,
fixed.
I'm,
No, that's why I would be there.
Yeah, Michelle is a
No.
very good coordinator.
And maybe we could just work something out to get what
Yes.
has to be done, but not end up taking a bunch of your property either. So if we could figure out how to get it done with
Yeah,
all
we
sides
definitely
being
gotta
happy.
work with David and ask David and get
Yes.
this
Well,
taken care of, I
like
mean,
I
get
said,
some
when they
answers, I
moved
don't.
this road over onto my property, they got 13 feet on the other
I
side.
understand what you're saying, yes, yeah.
Yeah.
And that, I mean, I don't know how that comes about, but I certainly wouldn't just authorize that off the cuff. I mean,
No.
that's not something that I think a town should do. That would be my own personal feeling. Now, there may be some extenuating circumstances here that I'm not aware of, but certainly that alone, I think is a good place to do some further research.
Well-
And then the other thing is of course, we need to make sure that in the end, we get the road put together so that it's safe for the residents on the road, that they're not losing their car in the ditch. I know what you're talking about with that ditch, because I've been up to your place quite a few times with some smaller vehicles, and definitely that ditch has gotten deeper over the years.
Yes,
Right, so-
I agree.
Well,
So,
of course, years ago, we only had 3 houses on the road.
yes, that's right. And there's more traffic nowadays.
And
Yep.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I
Well,
just-
Do you want a motion on this, or how do you want to proceed? with
No,
this?
we don't need a motion, but we
But I
need to
think we
get,
need further research.
we do.
and-
We
and
need David to
certainly
get,
discussions
to talk
about
about this and-
how we're gonna get forward with
Yeah.
this.
I worked with David on a survey years ago on it, and
Mhm.
the biggest issues were the road had been built up too high, which it wasn't like that until David took over. The ditches were too deep, the road was too narrow.
Sure. Well, I
That was
think
the
we can,
biggest
I think we can correct things,
I do
but
too.
we definitely need to move on it, and certainly the summer is better to do that than the winter.
and, and maybe, a field trip out there for us.
I think that'd be a wonderful idea
And
too.
so that we
yes,
could
yeah.
see exactly what
Yes.
Larry's talking about, and as opposed to what, you know what I mean? To me, it's visual, helps me,
I think a field
Yeah.
trip would be a very
you
good
know,
thing.
so,
In the
So-
past, I had asked 2 different select board members if they would come out, I could show them. And nobody ever showed up.
Well, I like field trips. I've been all over the place.
yeah, well, I think that we should, set a meeting that
I
would be
don't know
just
why
a
you
field
would
trip
go
out to
there on
his
that
house.
road. You don't live there.
Sooner
No,
than
but
better.
I'd like to see the
When
road
would be, when would be a good time for you, Larry, for all of
Yes.
us to come? It would be in the evening, like
That's
about
fine.
now,
Yeah,
probably 6, maybe 6:30, like a regular meeting, but it's a field trip meeting.
Till 6:30 in the morning?
no, it
Yes, of course.
No, no.
No, that's not what I meant.
I'm already at work at 6:30.
Well, I am up feeding the chickens at that time, but I'm not going.
And I know you're up
anywhere else
then,
at
but
that time, not
Yeah.
watching Jason.
I haven't been up that early for a while either.
I was thinking 6:30 in the evening. We'll make it like a select board meeting, but it's a select board
In
meeting
the near
field trip
future.
in the near future.
In the near
And
future.
sooner
Okay.
the better.
Well,
Right.
before I head south.
Okay, all right, then we'll get that set up.
Yeah, within the next couple
I'll
of
have-
weeks, hopefully.
Just a
'Cause
minute.
It
I'll-
wouldn't take long to walk over that road.
No, it
Yeah.
wouldn't, no.
I'll get with Michelle and she will coordinate it for
Yes,
us.
very
and
You know what I think maybe we should do too? And is
Come up to the microphone.
let people that live on that
Cheryl.
road participate in the walkthrough.
Oh, I think that's.
Yes,
fine.
I agree.
Fine.
That's fine.
Yes, very.
Yeah,
good.
that sounds great.
Yeah, very good idea.
Go ahead, Cheryl.
When you come for this meeting, could you include all of us on that end of the
Absolutely.
road?
Every resident on that road, I
Okay.
feel, should be involved, yes? I
Well,
agree.
Past his place, those are all, that's private residents up there.
Mhm.
I mean, private roads and.
Yes,
they
we're
don't
aware
even
of
live
that.
on town.
Yes.
We know that.
Yeah.
But, because
Well, any
we're
resident
pretty-
that it's gonna affect, absolutely.
we're pretty satisfied with our end from, especially that place you're talking about in the dip,
Yes.
but they haven't done anything about it yet.
Mhm.
We got those this winter also.
One issue,
Yeah,
I-
okay.
Okay?
Yes, thank you very much.
one issue
That's
that
Cheryl Shippee,
upsets
by the
me
way.
too is
No,
No, I'm sorry. Sorry,
my
Cheryl.
corner
Used to be.
marker pin is on the southwest side of the road, okay? For that corner. And it used to be, like this far from the edge of the road. It's a good thing I know where it belongs. And it sticks out of the ground like, it used to stick out of the ground like this.
Yeah.
Well, it's been ripped out.
I was
3
gonna say, I had to
times.
put it back a few times, did you?
Well, now, they built the road up so much, every time they grade it, they cover it up. Well, hey, when they cover it up,
I
they're not on
understand.
town
I
property.
understand. Well, we're gonna look at that when we look at the rest of these issues. Thank you, Larry.
Okay,
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
now I can go watch the rest of it.
Please,
Yes.
yes, yes. Cheer on
Yes,
the home
cheer them
team.
on, please. Cheer on the home team.
Yeah,
Oh, I don't know about that.
Thank you, Larry.
thank you very much.
Thank you. You okay?
Yeah. I'm kind of getting old, I guess.
I guess so. Thank you for coming.
Bye now.
Bye-bye.
Ah.
He's got it going now. He's moving. So he's okay.
Okay.
Sad to see. Okay, we have bone builders class, which Michelle's going to explain to us what she's talking about here. Over here?
B.
Oh, I'm sorry. B has been taken off the agenda.
Okay.
Okay.
Sorry.
That's okay.
So we will not go into a local health board tonight. Thank you, Michelle.
Okay, the bone builders class. We did, establish a new policy for building use that required that everybody who uses a building has proof of liability insurance as per the recommendation of the Vermont Council of Cities. Unfortunately, the bone builders do have liability for their instructor, the space and their equipment, but not for the people attending their class.
Ooh.
So, they are working on their end, trying to figure out how to get insurance for class participants. But I have not heard where that's gone yet. I am working with a woman named Sunny Laparati, and she's gonna get back to me if they come up with something. But in the meantime, looking for guidance, they do meet here, I believe, every Monday and Wednesday mornings. And they are now operating without liability insurance for
I
our
think
class.
that
I think that needs to be
needs to stop.
suspended.
Yep,
Yeah.
stop for
We-
now.
We need to suspend that until such time as we figure out, because the town, we can't put the town in that kind of liability. in my opinion.
Absolutely not.
That's why I'm bringing it in front.
All right, is that the pleasure of the board? Then I
Yes.
think a motion should be made.
I so move that we that we require the town policy on building use to be in force for even the bone builders class here, and that they need to show proof of insurance for all their participants before they have the space back again here.
Second.
All right. Motion's been made and seconded to suspend the bone builders class
Yes.
until they can have proof of liability insurance that covers their participants.
As well as.
And now we'll have discussion. Go ahead.
Several thoughts, and I'm not suggesting or anything, I'm just having some questions or thoughts. What about if they had a form that said they held the town harmless? That's
We
just one
can't,
thought.
we don't do that anymore. The VLCT Insurance has asked us not to do that, am I correct? And we can't do that any longer.
The unfortunate part is it's not worth the paper.
It's not,
That's
no,
exactly
that's
the
right,
case.
because if I came in here and broke a
Okay.
bone, I could still sue the
Sure.
town. So, no.
I guess I don't understand because you don't have insurance on me sitting here. Is it
It's a
different
town
than?
sanctioned
We
meeting.
do.
Yes,
Yeah, oh,
it's a
it's a sanctioned
sanctioned
meeting.
meeting, yes.
So a fiber optics meeting would be okay?
Mhm.
Yeah, we're not asking you to do any bone building stuff here.
Anybody
I do that on my
that's
own.
right, anybody that volunteers or works for the town is covered under the town's liability insurance.
I would never have thought of it because I have my own health insurance, but I'm just
Yeah,
curious.
but that doesn't matter, I have my own health insurance, but if I didn't work for the town or volunteer for the town, and I came in here and I broke my leg, my insurance might pay for it, but guess who's gonna reimburse my insurance?
Oh, I'm not litigious, so.
It wouldn't be me
It's
doing
the
it, it would
No,
be
it's
the insurance
it's the
companies.
insurance
The insurance
companies.
companies.
That's right,
You
it
bet.
wouldn't be me
They'd be
doing it,
lining up.
cause I wouldn't
Yeah.
ever sue the town, but, my insurance company
You
would.
barely have control over your insurance
That's right.
company.
So, I'm sorry, I know it sounds, mean and cruel, but it will only be suspended for a short time, hopefully, until this
I'm sure they
gets,
can line something up.
yeah, until
It's
this
not
gets.
very expensive things
Right.
for them to get.
Yeah, so.
But hopefully.
Yep, all right, as I said, motion's been made and seconded, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Emily?
Well, I'm reading the building use policy, and I'm trying to figure out where that's addressed in here, in this community use. I'm thinking of, it's not just.
That's not adopted yet.
No, I know.
What about the Girl Scouts? I wanna make sure.
Go ahead,
Right,
did you
so-
wanna, explain the liability insurance?
When we had our,
Yeah.
Yes, please do. I'm sorry, yes, please do.
when we had our workers' comp audit this last time, we were informed that anyone that does anything at the building, does any work on the building, or uses the building as not a town-sanctioned, committee or group, has to have workers' compensation because, if not, we will be penalized by the state of Vermont. And that penalty, had we been penalized this last time, it would have been $3,000. Because we were not notified in advance that this change had taken place, we were not penalized this time. However, in the future, going forward, we have to make sure we have it. Otherwise, we are penalized. In essence, what they're doing is they're penalizing us and forcing us to pay for a workers' comp policy for that person.
So how does that relate to, say, the Girl Scouts, or if I
Girl
rent-
Scouts have something. It's a national.
This isn't workman's comp, this is the liability.
Well, yeah, but
It's a little different than the workman's comp. This is the liability coverage,
Right.
which they said the same thing.
It's
It's
the same
a
thing.
But it's the
national, they have,
liability.
Yeah.
Okay, so what if I, rent the downstairs for a birthday party?
that,
That's the same thing.
You have
And
to
you
have
can
liability,
get,
yes.
some homeowners policies will have that, a rider on it, so if you have an event outside your home that you can use it. Or again, you can buy it, it's not very expensive.
it's not, you can
If
buy
you
a
wanna use it.
one-shot deal,
Yes, you
yes,
can.
but we
Yes.
have
That's
to
how
be
bad this
very
is.
careful because if you're having a birthday
Welcome to
party and someone
Obamacare.
falls and breaks
Or
their leg,
whoever's
It's not
care.
even, no.
I
it's
shouldn't
just
use his
too
name,
heavy.
cause,
Okay, so is this because it's an organization that sponsors bone builders?
No, it would be for anybody giving a
would be
class down
anybody,
here that
yeah.
wasn't, so like the Girl
Well,
Scouts,
that's what
we
I'm
asked
saying.
for a liability
Well,
from
I guess
them.
what I'm wondering is like if the resident, or if the participants of bone builders have a homeowner's insurance policy and they can show that they're, that's what I'm
Yes, then
getting
they can
at.
do it, yes.
That's why we're only
but-
suspending it.
Well,
But
right.
the RSVP who does it, they're
Yes.
looking into expanding theirs
Okay.
and how much it would be to cover their,
Yes.
'cause like I said, it covers their volunteers, it covers their boards,
Right.
but they didn't extend it over the participants of the class. So they're looking into that end of it, and I'll catch the person the volunteer who does the classes here in the mornings, and they have an option too of purchasing it. Cause they're opening themselves up a little bit too, but again, they're covered under
Right.
RSVP. So, hopefully they can come back. From what I hear, it's not very expensive. We're talking $20 to $40.
Right, I'm just wondering how quickly it's gonna happen, and for the participants of bone builders, I mean, so I didn't know, I mean, if the participants have like the homeowner's insurance or, whatever, something that says that they're covered while they're here, I just wonder if we could,
All
We'll
they
bring
have
it
to do is
back.
provide it and.
well, right, but if
Provide
we're
it to her, let
suspending
us
it,
know
then we're
when we-
suspending it, whether they
We're
have the coverage or
suspending
not,
it.
so.
Wait.
Until the
They
coverage
provide-
is
Until
provided.
the coverage is provided, he said.
Yeah, that's what it is.
We're not suspending it permanently, just
No.
until they provide coverage. It's just to protect the town, because we could be sued.
No, I understand, so I guess what I'm wondering is, so the instructor can show up on Wednesday, are you doing Monday and Wednesdays?
Tomorrow morning.
Tomorrow morning. So could the instructor show up on Wednesday morning if the participants had enough time to bring in a copy of their homeowner's insurance? Could they still participate?
Yes.
That's what I'm wondering.
I don't know if the homeowners would cover each individual person. I was under the impression that, like, if you had a party, your homeowners would cover the guests at your party.
Right.
It's just like if you had your
Okay.
party at your house, you just happen to be moving it to
Oh,
another
okay,
place.
then I misunderstood.
Yeah,
what
I don't think
homeowners
it's
covered.
each individual
Okay.
person. One person
Okay.
would get coverage for
Yeah,
everybody.
right.
Gotcha,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah,
all right.
so it's even a little easier.
I think it puts the town in a safer situation. I don't want to expose the town to undue liability in that area.
Right.
Plus VLCT gives us no option.
And there's
because
that too.
They're going to penalize us.
Right. So I,
Aye. You have 4 ayes.
Just a real quick, is somebody gonna notify Mrs. Miller before tomorrow morning at 9, or we're just gonna wait until she shows up?
who does that, Mayor?
Oh, that's right, because it's tomorrow morning. We don't have time to notify
Yeah,
them
just
that
give,
it's suspended.
just call Mary Miller and let her know.
Tonight?
Well, not
What
tonight.
What time do they do it in the morning?
9 o'clock.
She have email?
Early.
She has a
She gets
messenger,
them.
I guess I could Facebook message her later and she'll get it early in the morning. I could email her, she has the email, I could call her in the morning.
I would try all of those.
I would too,
Yeah, because she's gonna have to get in touch with her class.
Yeah.
yeah. Watch me
She's so
forget.
girly.
Shoot me if I do.
And if you can get her to
Send
get
me a
in touch
message
with
right
me too,
Thank
Chris,
you.
Chris, if you catch her, if you have her, all of her contact info, just have her call me as soon as she can, and we can see if we can get her where she needs to be as quickly as possible.
Okay,
She should, hopefully she knows this is coming, because they've been talking to RSVP for last week.
well, I'm hoping they contacted her. All right, so there is 4 ayes, the motion carried. No nays. All right, so, and sorry to the people that go. Now, we need to hire somebody to record the minutes. What is the board's, would you like to, did you talk to Carol Hammond? Would she be interested in taking them forever?
She'd be very interested in being a fill-in, but at this point, she just doesn't want to commit to a regular schedule.
Madam Chair, I move that we hire a, are you calling it recorder or secretary? 'Cause I know
Well,
it's-
I would call it a select board secretary, but basically what she's going to do, her job description would be taking the minutes.
And I so move that we hire someone to record the minutes and publish them in a finished form
Second.
for each of the regular select board meetings.
Or do you want to limit that to select board?
It's gonna, yes, I think so, because although I think that we need a floater for all the committees, but, and I think that, why is it when I speak, I get
For the job description, I just.
talked over here? If you have something to say, come up here, please.
I was waiting to be recognized.
Come up here. You just come up there, I can see you there. Up over here with the hands flashing, I don't see it. So go ahead, please.
For the past few years, we have not paid the people that do minutes for other committees.
Yeah, but did we put something in the budget? I think we did,
We have.
for a floater.
We paid the planning commission.
Yes.
For at least a short time.
Right.
We did at one point, but then for some reason they stopped doing it.
That was just a couple, well, the reason is that he left.
Well, there's other
He didn't
committees
even
though,
bother
I
to give us
mean,
any minutes, but anyway.
there's other committees, I mean,
Oh,
that
no, I
also
agree
do
with
not
you.
do that.
But the minutes that the board puts out and the minutes the planning commission puts out are substantially more significant, I think, or when I say significant, substantially more lengthy and detailed, and have to be, than the other boards that we have.
I'm just.
Yeah, but we did put some money in there, correct?
There is, correct, there
Yeah.
is some money, it's just that
But
for some
but
reason.
right now, I
was
think that we're only
discontinued.
talking, select board. Yeah, thanks so much, Cindy. Am I correct? You're just talking select board, right?
I am, but I also hope that because I know, having been the clerk for the planning commission, that it's a heck of a lot of material.
Well, I think it's very hard for the clerk of a committee to be sitting there, involved in the committee and
You
trying to
can't-
take minutes
you
too,
can't
you
really
can't
do
do
it.
it.
No, you
I
can't,
get
no.
that. And maybe, maybe once we hire somebody for us, they may be interested in taking the
I
rest.
think
Go
that
ahead,
might
Emily.
We have a proposed budget for fiscal year 16-17 of $1,200 for secretary service floaters.
Mm.
I don't recall any changes to that portion of the budget. So we have, and that falls under general expenses.
Mhm.
Because we talked about hiring somebody to do the minutes for the planning commission, for recycling committee, for whoever felt that was necessary.
Yeah.
So that we could be in compliance with open meeting laws.
Yes. Yeah.
So we may not have, paid anybody recently, but we actually increased the budget,
Good to see you, Cheryl.
for that purpose. So I think, like specifically the planning commission, just because of the length of their meetings and the
absolutely.
depth of what they're
Depth of-
discussing, I think that was part of the original intent anyway, was for the planning commission to have the funds available. If they don't wanna utilize them, then that's
That's up
fine,
to
it
them,
saves the
yeah.
taxpayers money. But if they want somebody, or if they know that they're gonna have a really in-depth meeting, to just call on somebody, so I don't know that I wanna limit it, I don't remember what the motion actually is currently, but I wouldn't wanna limit it to
For
the select board.
secretary for someone to record the minutes of the meeting and get them, in a timely
Well,
manner.
this motion, the motion I made was just for the select board. But I certainly am open to having, if the planning commission comes in with a proposal to get someone that they're satisfied with, I'm happy to make another motion for them too.
Yeah.
I just assume keep it be the same person, but that's,
Yeah, but maybe,
Well, and that's
maybe
fine, maybe
that may
everybody-
not be a draw in, but if we say that this is, we need you here.
Right.
But there may be a possibility of another, position, maybe they
It
might.
all also hinges on schedule, because the planning commission, of course, meets, at least right now, I think on the second Wednesday of the month or something?
Yeah, they're meeting
Yeah.
this Thursday, I know
Oh,
it's a
okay.
special meeting.
Special meeting.
yeah, 'cause
Yeah.
it's the community day.
But
Yeah.
I think, I think it would be good for them to put their foot forward to say, we'd like to do this, and then we can.
Well, let's move forward to select board, and then if need be,
That's how I'd like to
mention
proceed.
that, it may be, more if they're
Sure,
interested.
yeah.
We have that budget
Okay.
line item to pull from if we need to.
Yes, we do.
1,200.
Yeah, yep. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it. So maybe we could ask Bronna to put it in her, newsletter and so on and so forth. do you wanna go out to the reformer and do it that way? No, I didn't think so.
Do Craigslist the free stuff.
Yeah, cause I'd like to see somebody from Vernon here that would be interested in, a small part-time job that, takes them out of that, gets them out of the
There's
house
nothing
and away
wrong
from
with
the kids
someone
for a
from
while.
Guilford, though.
you know?
Right? You don't have a problem with someone from Guilford in the end.
Not at all.
I didn't hear it. Who seconded, did anyone second the motion?
Didn't Josh? Yes.
Sorry.
And I'm sorry, I should have told you. Look, we gotta move forward, so make it
I
quick.
would just ask that someone give me the wording rather than ask me to put it in, but I would put it in if you give me the wording.
Well, how about if we, cause Michelle seems to be very good at writing.
Yeah, she is.
I'm like, look, people, you need a job, get one. No. So we'll let Michelle do it
Ron's a great
nicely.
editor too, so.
Yeah, thank you.
She'll let you- I'll send you something.
Thank you.
So, okay?
Okay.
All right,
Wait, what does it pay?
I think it's 13.
Is that already set?
50 or something like that, is what we paid.
Oh, it's already set,
Right?
okay.
Yeah, I think it is already set, well,
I don't
yeah,
know
it's
what-
13.
Okay.
We had talked about doing a stipend.
Am I correct? It's 4, right? Thank you, Cindy. Yep. So, I know we paid the, our last one, but she'd been here 5 years and stuff, so. But that's what that says for. All right, so town bottle, return program, pick a recipient to manage for next year.
I was really hoping I would get a lot of responses. I sent an email out
And you didn't get one?
last week, not a single one.
Oh,
Not even the fire department?
And I even texted the fire department and asked, we
Ooh, this is
we
good.
haven't gotten any applications, would you like to do it again? Let's see if I have anything. I'll check one more time.
No, we don't. Jeez.
Nope,
Oh, jeez.
so nobody actually,
the interest is killing me.
That's awful.
I mean, can I
It's a
have
lot of
it?
work.
I would get the money, I don't know mine.
The select board could take it.
Yeah, then we could use it for, things like
Raise.
Chris Howe's raise, right.
Yeah, a
Yeah.
raise.
Oh, you wanted it, okay, yes, that would be great, just for Chris Howe.
Do we wanna throw it out there one more time?
Well, what about the
Well,
select board? I think she's onto something here. The select board to put toward the town
Yeah,
picnic.
but Chris, I'm gonna tell you
to-
something, my days of dumpster diving are long behind me. I get in there and you'd have to call rescue to get me out.
I hate to tell you, but when the dump was here in Vernon,
Well, that's.
we all used to go pick the dump.
Well, that might be then, but you and I are older now,
Yeah,
aren't
I wouldn't get into it now, but yes.
we could,
I
we
could
open
get
it up
into
to
the
some
dumpster,
other
I just can't get
nonprofits
out.
in town. I mean, they did not send it to the Girl Scouts.
Yeah,
Oh, the
there's-
Girl
I
Scouts,
sent
that
it
might
to
be
town,
nice.
But we said the town, I sent it to the fire
Maybe you
department.
can give it to
and
the
the
bone
planning.
builders people, so they.
Can
We
we,
can try doing that if you want.
Can you contact Chris Farrell, who runs the Redemption Center and also lives here in Vernon? He used to pick them up on his way by. Maybe if he is willing to do that again and not maybe necessarily give us our full 5 cents a can, but maybe give us 3 cents a can. And we can put it somewhere that we choose, since nobody wants to
The
participate.
apple beer at the end of
Yeah.
the year. Okay, Chris
I-
Barrow?
Pero.
Arrow.
P-A-R-R-O.
Yep.
Yeah, he used to pick it up and bring it to his redemption center.
Oh, he
but
runs Puppy Road.
If he would be willing to do that, that would be great, and we can figure out where to put the money from there, since
Okay.
nobody wants to do it.
Yeah.
I bet you'd have a whole lot of applicants if you used to pick it up.
Okay,
Yes.
we gotta move along, because, we got a, personnel, and that's gonna require an executive session. And we don't want to start kicking people out. Oh, we have to kick them out, we're right there. Yeah, we can't make Cindy wait because she's been here all day. So, it's personnel, treasurer, come forward. I think it's only the one motion.
do it for both personnel and contractual?
One
we
at
have
a
to
time, we have to go in and come back out.
Sandy.
I know.
I make a motion that we go into executive for appointment or employment or evaluation of a public officer or employee.
That's the one.
Okay, 1 VSA 313-3A3.
That's the one.
Second.
I'll write down.
It's written down.
Yeah, it's written right there. All right, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 We'll go
Oh,
into
with
executive session with the treasurer and our administrative assistant only, and the board.
Yeah.
Okay, we met in executive session at, I'll say 8:05, and out by 8:22, and no action taken. Right?
This is the double one, isn't it?
Yes,
Okay, Madam Chair.
yes.
I move, no. Hold on. I move to find that premature general public knowledge of the contractual matter will clearly place the town at a substantial disadvantage.
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, and now going into
I
executive
move that
session.
we enter into executive session to discuss the contractual matter under blah, 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 no, sorry, not blah, blah, blah for you. Under the provisions of Title I, Section 313A1 of the Vermont statutes with the treasurer and with Kevin, yes?
Yes,
Okay,
Second.
and Michelle.
I'm Michelle.
Yep.
Second.
All those in favor
That
signify.
Michelle.
Yes.
Not that
The town
Not that
administrator.
Michelle, she knows. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Ayes have it.
See you in a bit, folks.
Okay, we'll see you in a
You're
few
going
minutes.
back
I go back
This'll be
out.
quick.
That's why I'm doing this.
We're back. We've met in executive session on a contractual matter. No action was taken. We went in at 8:24 and came out at 8:32. Thank you all for your patience. Now I'm gonna ask the board if maybe we could move the last three under old business, A, B, and C, and possible correspondence to the next meeting. I think that's July 18th. What's the board's
Yes.
Oh,
pleasure?
can I just get
Oh.
you to sign this, though, that signature for the contract, that has to do with that workman's
Oh, for
comp, but it
Shine-Thru
requires
Windows?
your,
Yes, we can
it
do
doesn't
that.
require a vote, you've already voted on the contract, it's for Shine-Thru Windows.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So all it needs is your signature.
Okay,
Okay.
that sounds great, we can do
But I
that.
don't wanna-
Josh and I are both on vacation for July 18th.
Okay, goodbye, have a great time.
Okay, just wanted to
I
let you know.
think that we will meet several times at that time and do things that we would like to do that they wouldn't agree with.
Oh, good.
Cause you're out of town.
Sounds like a plan.
She had me almost, till I saw, that's what I saw, and I said, oh yeah, here we go. Oh yeah, here we go.
So maybe we might wanna push our meeting out a little farther to, Monday the 25th, if you want. What do you think? Is everybody thinking that, maybe?
As long as we split a birthday celebration, we should be good.
You and I will definitely split that. What are we, a day apart?
You're the 25th?
I'm the 27th.
On the 26th.
Yep.
That's the same day as the school board meeting, I don't know if you care about that,
No.
That's about as
Let
blunt
you
as it gets.
So is that okay with you, Michelle, if we do that, move that out? I mean, not that you have to give us permission to do that, but.
That works for me.
Okay. Is that agreeable with everybody, so that Josh and Emily can be here? We'll just try to, have a emergency or special meeting without them. No, kidding. So we'll move it to the 25th. So our regular meeting, in case anybody's interested, will not be Monday the 18th. It will be on July 25th.
Okay. We pass
We'll
this
have a
back
big
around.
birthday cake and ice cream and
For me
And-
too,
and
it's my
please-
birthday, that the
What?
22nd.
the 22nd, okay? Absolutely,
Sure.
we'll have, and don't forget gifts.
Hey, guys.
I'll take money.
I like
And that's
monetary
not up, yeah.
gifts.
Money.
I have too many bills, I have people I have to pay back, I have lots of things, so
I can send that right this.
that would help. I'm
This
kidding.
doesn't need a notary.
Okay, you got your signature. Any public participation, on agenda items? No? Media, Ian, you have any questions for us? And so guess what I'm gonna ask
Make
for?
motion to adjourn.
I need-
Second.
Okay, motion's been made and seconded to adjourn. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? You wouldn't get it tonight. Or ever. Meeting is adjourned. Thank you all for coming.